My name is Benedict. I am the head of marketing and communications here, and I've been here for about a year and a half. I am a Newham resident, so I live just about 20 minutes down the road, and I came to this theater knowing that I wanted to do comms and marketing in my borough, and to sort of work with the communities that make Newham really special and that I've sort of made me feel special as a home away from home. I passed it every day going to my previous job, and I always thought, wow, what a magnificent, like the canopy just always sort of called me a little bit. I'd seen Ballet Black here, and knowing my sort of the theater world that I come from in Canada, where I had a stepfather who was on stage at the Stratford Theatre in Canada, I just sort of felt like there was a serendipitous connection. Well, of course, the harder they come is a knockout. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that on stage before. The singing, the dancing, the choreography, the set, everything is just pretty spectacular, really special, honestly. It's really nice to see what can happen on our stage and with such a big company. So I think Harder to Come will always be sort of a number one for me. But I really liked Animal Farm as well. I thought that was really interesting in terms of what it did to bring access and BSL inclusion onto the stage and for it to be visible. As someone who is disabled, that felt really meaningful, and I felt very emotional actually throughout it. And then, I think I haven't been here that long, but I think that the Panto, our last Panto Pinocchio, was special. It was my first ever Panto, full stop. And it was just a sort of experience in itself, seeing such a sort of British institutional icon on stage that is Michael Bergenshaw, and then also the fact that it's just Panto. It was special and different for me. Yeah, as I said, I live in Newham, and every time I meet someone in the borough or I'm, out to the local pub, usually they'll be like, are you local? And of course you say yes, and then it gets to the conversation of what you do, what do you do? And every time I mention Stratford East, people just say, oh, I've been there, from when I was a kid, or I take my kid every year to Panto, or that's where my parents met. I've heard before. It feels really special and sort of unique to all the different communities in Newham that I've never really experienced working in any other institution, let alone a theater. It feels very unique in its offering to the community and in its inclusion of the community. Stratford East means moving to this role and into this theater really marked a change in my personal life, and being able to walk to work and feel part of something really was new to me, having been an immigrant to this country relatively recently. And I've met so many great people and I work with so many great people that I can't really imagine anywhere else, to be honest. So that's what it means to me. Definitely its connection to the community, but I think this learning and participation work is really quite unique in its offering to, free programs to the local community. I think that there are lots of theaters that do obviously do have learning and participation programs, but this feels really robust and meaty. And I think that's very special and very, something to be sort of to cherish and to hold on to. I also just think that the people that work here and that make these the programs happen, both, the heritage tours and the open days, but also the actual plays and musicals that are on stage. the people here are so passionate and so involved and just really like salt of the earth humans. And I think that that's really what sets it apart. I've never worked in an organization that feels so authentically itself.